So I read this article that was titled Introvert Hangovers. People are probably wondering, what happened to your face? Well, what it is this is a tooth infection that I'm going to be taking care of today. But my opinion is so strong on this concept of introvert hangovers that I could not help but make a video really quick displaying a little bit of my insight and opinion on it. First of all, I'd like to say that labeling people as introverts, ambiverts, and extroverts, it kind of caters to the concept of divisiveness between humans. It's kind of like the zodiac, and certain people feel like they fit into a certain category based on their zodiac sign, when it's all really arbitrary and irrelevant. But I grew up in an environment where I was enabled to have a lot of time alone, and I really liked how that worked for me, being a creative person. I like to draw, I like to be alone and draw, I like to be alone and create music and all these things. I really enjoyed my alone time. And not everybody's like that. I would not necessarily classify this as an introvert or extrovert thing. Each individual is extroverted and introverted at different times on their own terms. But to categorize a certain group of people as introverted, when it's really a broad description of what everybody feels at some point, is kind of ridiculous to me, and you're trying to make people feel special for being just like everybody else. Unless you have a anxiety disorder or agoraphobia or something like this that actually limits you in a medical sense, in a mental sense, to being alone or needing to not be alone. But then otherwise, you'd kind of just fall into the category of everyday people. You would think that with the concept introvert hangover, they're referring to being exhausted and feeling like you've had a hangover after you've been in a socializing situation the night before. That's not necessarily what they're referring to, because their description, and by there I mean introvertdeer.com, is where this article was released. The lady who writes it refers to an introvert hangover as the scenario when you are in an environment with a lot of people and you need to find a quiet space. You start to feel like your chest is hurting, you start to feel exhausted, hyperventilating. That's a condition. That is something that you should probably get help for. A lot of what she describes are actual signs of social anxiety, an anxiety attack, and this is not regarded to in the article at all. Instead of catering to this concept of introversion and demeaning the reality, we need to recognize that there are real social anxieties out there, and not demean those, and not make those mean less by categorizing them as simple introversion. And there could be chemical reactions. I personally wouldn't know, because I have not been to any kind of psychiatrist or psychologist to actually quantify my situation personally. I actually do have some curiosity on the topic, so I plan to do so in the future. But I would furthermore just like to point out that the reason these articles like Introvert Deer posted about introvert hangovers or, ways to be in a relationship with an introvert and whatnot, but you're demeaning the actual condition that it is that they have by calling it introversion. In the article, it notes that this lady isn't, she gives an anecdotal story about being at a family reunion and how time has extended past what she expected to be there. I feel like she's having an anxiety attack, and now she has to demand from her partner specific socializing times, etc. Anyone has to make demands of another human being to cater to them. I feel that is wrong. But you cannot demand that they cater to that or do the same just because that's what you need. You are responsible for you and you alone. The fact that you have a partner that is with you despite these difficulties says that they care. No individual has the right to demand. I think that maybe they need to go talk to somebody. And actually go talk to a doctor. Go speak to somebody. Get some scans done, get some tests done, whatever. And do your best to find coping mechanisms that work for you, because you're an adult. And it is your responsibility to take care of you. Introvert, extrovert. I mean, who cares if you're introverted at the time or extroverted? I am extremely anxious about socializing with other human beings. Yet I still go out and socialize to a whole crowd of people to play music and or otherwise, not just on the internet. Even if I find it difficult, I know finding that middle ground is important, and I think that everyone should just aim for content. Contentment is far better than being happy or sad. The extreme up and the extreme down are not where I think that we should be. We should be content in our situation. Focused, organized, content, and productive. I'm Provocative Protagonist, and thanks for watching my channel. Now I'm going to go to the dentist.